So in previous videos, we've covered how DLC Creator can be used more advancedly for larger content creators who want to add, dozens or even hundreds of vehicles into a pack. We also have to ensure that the program can be used relatively easily by the standard user, the person who, me 10, 15 years ago when I first started downloading mods and learning how to do all this shit myself. Where I just download a few vehicles and one them in the game. This covers that in this video. So let's say you're the standard user who just wants to add some new vehicles to your game, but you don't really know what you're doing. This kind of covers that. Obviously, it's always encouraged to learn modding and, try things for yourself. But if you just want a simple drag and drop play game, this will do that for you. So we have a selection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but technically, I think it's like 9 vehicles in total. Uh, Downloaded straight from 5 mods. We are using the Solaire Sedan, Sentinel 6 stock pack, that Dominator that was recently uploaded, and then I can't remember what that is, and then I can't remember what that is, and then so all the user would have to do is simply just download the zip, extract all of the files via, extract here, and you'll be presented with these individual folders. Obviously, what you can't do is have 5 files called DLC RPF. It won't let you do it, right? My program looks for DLC.rpf and nothing more because that's all you need. So as long as you have your DLC.rpf in a separate folder, whether it's whether it's in the first folder or the second folder or the temp folder, as long as it is there in your source original destination folder, my program will find that file. Okay. Um, what we've also done is removed all the junk files that my program doesn't need to examine and scan because it's never going to make it into the DLC, such as readmes and screenshots and templates. Of course, it's recommended you keep them to one side, but for the purpose of building multiple vehicles in one DLC pack, you only need, like I say, the DLC RPF. Previous iterations, you had to extract all the files manually, but this now basically stops your need to doing all that. So let's get on with the build. As I always do, let's do some benchmarks. Let's show everyone that there aren't anything in the mods folders. It's just because the reason why I'm like this is because I'm able to do these sort of things. Like I can make a 5 vehicle pack in 2 milliseconds, and I can make a 100 vehicle pack in 2 milliseconds. So obviously, people like you've just got the mod in the game already. So to basically show people that's not the case, this is the benchmark. So we'll go into 64 DLC packs, as you can see is empty. We'll go into update, common data, DLC list. Again, standard vanilla. So previously a user would have to download a mod, extract this folder here, the one just before the D. Oops, my bad. I've opened Open4 with that. Right. And then they would go into previously Open4, and they would have to manually enter or copy and paste from a README the line DLC packs, whatever it was, TG Dominator or whatever, and then paste. This could cause human error if they accidentally, miss a character or, add an extra, let's say they've pasted in here. Yes, I want to discard changes because I'm not fucking keeping that. They've accidentally added an extra key on the key. It removes that level of human error. And then of course you'd have to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So let's get on with the build then. You would simply go to your DLC creator. browse your source destination. So what we don't have to do is select each individual DLC RPF as long as your source folder, which in this case is singles pack, contains the DLC files, whether they're in loose format or nested. It will find them, extract the relevant information, and then create that DLC pack for you. So once you've got a view of all the folders where you know your vehicles are, you don't go into like there because there's nothing in there. So you come back and you make sure that singles pack is down here in this case, or whatever it is you've named it. Okay, so then next you want to do is name your DLC pack. The reason this is important is because DLC packs have to be in a folder called car pack, and then the data inside the content XML will be DLC underscore car pack platform 64 levels GTA 5 vehicles RPF sort of thing, right? It needs to know that information that you're making a custom pack. So in this case, we'll call it singles pack. Now all you need to do is click scan. We found 9 vehicles. So by vehicles, it just means there are 9 vehicle models available. So that's 9 sets of YFT YTDs. That's 9 sets of data. So for the vehicles, vehicle mod archives found. So in this case, one of the mods that we downloaded included custom mod kit stuff. It's found your handling, your metas, your car calls. It's found all of this stuff. If it comes up saying not found, it just means it wasn't included in the source material. So obviously GTA can have a lot of different files, weapons and creature metadata and things like that. If it's present in your source material, it will be present in your created DLC. As we can see down here, clip set XML not found. Now, it will tell you if it, was there but should be, right? But it's not found. It will say, warning, 8 files have a supported file type but could not be automatically placed. Now, this is just generic user login. So essentially what it's saying is these files, they're supported, but there's no need to import them because it will do so there's like 6 DLC texts and there's like 4 shop metadatas. So basically it doesn't import them because it extracts the content from the same name files and creates the one single file with the content from all 4/6 files. Okay, this is useful for when it tells you what files weren't included that are not generic. Okay, so just because it says DLC list, why is it not included in this file? It's supposed to do that. It won't include 5 files called DLC text because it can't. But because they exist, it's saying these were scanned, but they can't be included. It's just the logic of it. Okay, so we're ready to build our DLC. So we know that this is a hybrid pack, which means it's going to contain both replacement content, such as this Vapid minivan, as well as add-on content, such as these vehicles here. So we're going to want to click Replace Pack to cover both sets of mods. So it'll default to your DLC packs folder. That's where it's supposed to go. Okay, it's been built, automatically added to DLC list. It took 3 milliseconds to create. Close, close, launch. So remember, we're looking for 11 vehicles, including that one replacement. So 11 will be 10 will be in the add-on spawner menu. I need to fix that with my game build being glitchy. It's nothing to do with the DLC pack. It's probably a broken script mod or something. So we should have 9 vehicles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we shouldn't have 11. How many? I can't remember how many he said, but they are all here. How many have we got on this side? So Sentinel has either 2 or 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the actual minivan replacement model. If I can learn to fucking spell right. So we can verify that that has added that in, yep. So that's the, let's make sure all these other vehicles spawn. Okay. Fantastic. So there's that Sentinel S. Stop. Okay. Solar Sedan. That actually is quite, I like that. I really like that. Then we've got the, what's this? Sentinel 5S. Yeah, that's nice. That is very nice. Okay. And then we've got the Rumpo R. Sorry, Burrito NR. I'm not sure. If for whatever reason the GXT files aren't within the DLC pack, well, they've just not been included. The mod creator hasn't included them for some reason. And yeah, there you go. So as a standard user, simply just download the mods from 5mods, extract, ensuring you've got the RPF file. If you do not have the RPF file, and it is in just a loose format, like how our 5M does it, okay, it will still add it to your pack. It's just, in this video, I'm showcasing the ability for it just to scan the RPF automatically. No longer do you need to extract the data as in previous iterations of the program. You can still do so if you wish, and it will load the vehicles in whether they're loosely stored or in RPF files. And that concludes the simple, more user-friendly approach to creating a multi-car pack DLC.